Love. It's a word whispered in the dark, a promise etched onto a wedding band, a force that can lift us to dizzying heights and plunge us into the deepest depths of despair. We crave it, we chase it, we build our lives around it. But love, in its purest form, requires something profoundly courageous: vulnerability. For women, the journey into love often intersects with a unique set of emotional vulnerabilities. This isn't about weakness, it's about the very essence of what makes us human, the capacity to feel deeply, to form strong attachments, and to seek connection with a depth that can both terrify and exhilarate. In a world that often equates vulnerability with weakness, it's time to reframe the conversation. This isn't about assigning blame or perpetuating stereotypes. It's about understanding the unique challenges women face in relationships and fostering a deeper level of empathy, respect, and connection between partners. Let's embark on this journey together, with open hearts and a willingness to listen, learn, and grow. From the moment a baby girl is placed in her mother's arms, a profound bond begins to form. We are wired for connection, for the safety and security of knowing we are loved and cherished. This primal need for attachment doesn't disappear as we grow older, it simply evolves. Women, often socialized to be nurturers and caregivers, may experience this pull toward attachment with particular intensity. We find joy in taking care of others, in creating a sense of home and belonging. This nurturing instinct can extend to romantic relationships where we invest deeply in our partners and the bond we share. This depth of feeling, while beautiful, can also make us vulnerable. When we love deeply, we open ourselves to the possibility of profound hurt. It's like opening a door to our most cherished possession, knowing that someone could walk in and break it. Understanding this fundamental need for attachment is essential for men who want to build strong, lasting relationships with women. It's about recognizing that her capacity for love runs deep, and with that depth comes a vulnerability that deserves to be honored and protected. We don't enter this world as blank slates. From the moment we're born, we're bombarded with messages about what it means to be a girl, a woman, a partner. These societal expectations, often deeply ingrained and unconsciously perpetuated, can shape our behaviors, our beliefs, and our very sense of self-worth. Women have historically been conditioned to value relationships and marriage as markers of success and fulfillment. We're taught to be nurturing, accommodating, and to prioritize our partner's needs above our own. While these qualities are admirable, they can become problematic when they lead to self-erasure or an unhealthy imbalance in a relationship. The pressure to be perfect, the perfect partner, the perfect mother, the perfect woman, can weigh heavily on women, impacting our self-esteem and our ability to show up authentically in relationships. This constant striving for an unattainable ideal can leave us feeling inadequate, insecure, and afraid to express our true needs and desires. It's time to challenge these outdated norms and embrace a more equitable vision of relationships, one where women feel empowered to embrace their full selves, vulnerabilities and all. Communication is the lifeblood of any relationship, but it's not always easy. We all carry within us a lifetime of experiences, insecurities, and communication patterns that can make it difficult to express our needs clearly and effectively. Women, often socialized to be peacemakers and to avoid conflict, may struggle to assert their needs directly. We may hint at our desires, hoping our partners will pick up on subtle cues, only to feel hurt and resentful when our needs go unmet. Men, on the other hand, are often socialized to be problem solvers. They want to fix things, to offer solutions. While well-intentioned, this approach can leave women feeling unheard and dismissed, as if their emotions are problems to be solved, rather than experiences to be acknowledged and understood. Bridging this communication gap requires patience, understanding, and a willingness to learn each other's love languages. It's about creating a safe space where both partners feel comfortable expressing their needs and desires openly and honestly, without fear of judgment or rejection. We all crave validation. We want to feel seen, heard, and understood. This desire is deeply human. However, for women, this need for validation can sometimes manifest in ways that leave us feeling vulnerable in relationships. We may seek validation from our partners as a way to bolster our own sense of worth, looking to them to affirm our value and lovability. While it's natural to want our partners to find us attractive and desirable, relying on external validation to feel good about ourselves is a precarious foundation for a healthy relationship. This isn't about placing blame on women for seeking validation. It's about recognizing the societal messages that have taught us to seek our worth in the eyes of others, particularly men. True empowerment comes from within, from cultivating a deep sense of self-love and acceptance that is not contingent on external approval. Understanding women's emotional vulnerabilities in relationships isn't about pointing fingers or perpetuating stereotypes. It's about fostering empathy, respect, and a deeper level of connection between partners. It's about building bridges of understanding and creating a space where both partners feel safe, seen, and cherished for who they truly are. This journey begins with a willingness to listen, truly listen, to understand the experiences and perspectives of the women in our lives. It requires us to challenge our own biases, to unlearn outdated gender norms, and to approach our relationships with open hearts and minds. It's about recognizing that vulnerability is not a weakness, but a strength. It's the very essence of what makes us human, the ability to connect deeply, to love fiercely, and to show up authentically in our relationships. Let's explore some practical ways to cultivate greater empathy, respect, and understanding in our relationships. Empathy. It's a word thrown around a lot these days, but what does it really mean? At its core, empathy is about stepping outside of ourselves and into the shoes of another. It's about trying to see the world through their eyes, to feel what they feel, and to understand their experiences from their perspective. Empathy is not about agreeing with someone or condoning their behavior. It's about seeking to understand, even if we don't fully relate to or agree with their perspective. It's about saying, I see you, I hear you, I'm trying to understand. In the context of relationships, empathy is essential for bridging the communication gap and building a deeper emotional connection. It's about taking the time to truly listen to your partner, to validate her feelings, and to try to understand her perspective, even if it differs from your own. Section 8. Respect, honoring her voice. Respect is the cornerstone of any healthy relationship. It's about valuing your partner for who she is, honoring her opinions, and treating her with dignity and kindness. Respect is not earned, it is a fundamental right that should be freely given in all relationships. Respecting your partner means listening to her without interrupting, judging, or offering unsolicited advice. It's about valuing her opinions, even if you don't agree with them. It's about respecting her boundaries and her need for space. Respect also means acknowledging and appreciating her contributions to the relationship. It's about recognizing that her time, her energy, and her emotions are just as valuable as yours. Section 9. Healthy communication, the bridge to connection. Communication is the lifeblood of any relationship, but it's not always easy. We all come to relationships with our own communication styles, influenced by our upbringing, our personalities, and our past experiences. Learning to communicate effectively with our partners is an ongoing process that requires patience, understanding, and a willingness to adapt. Healthy communication starts with active listening. It's about putting down your phone, turning off the TV, and giving your partner your undivided attention. It's about reflecting back what you hear to ensure you understand her message, and asking clarifying questions to avoid misunderstandings. It's also about being mindful of your own communication style. Do you tend to interrupt? Do you get defensive easily? Are you quick to offer solutions rather than simply listening and validating her feelings? Becoming aware of our own communication patterns can help us identify areas where we can improve. Section 10. Building a stronger foundation. Building a strong, healthy relationship requires a commitment from both partners to work together as a team. It's about recognizing that you're both on the same side, working towards a common goal, a loving, supportive, and fulfilling partnership. One way to strengthen your foundation is to create a safe space for vulnerability. This means creating an environment where both partners feel comfortable sharing their thoughts, feelings, and needs without fear of judgment or rejection. It's also important to make time for each other, even amidst the busyness of life. Whether it's a weekly date night, a weekend getaway, or simply snuggling up on the couch to watch a movie, carving out dedicated time for connection is essential for keeping the spark alive. Section 11. The gift of authentic connection. At the heart of every human being is a deep longing for connection, for the feeling of being seen, heard, and understood for who we truly are. In relationships, we have the opportunity to experience this profound level of connection, but it requires vulnerability, empathy, and a willingness to meet each other with open hearts and minds. When we allow ourselves to be vulnerable with our partners, to let down our guards and show up authentically, we create the space for true intimacy to flourish. This doesn't mean we have to be perfect or have it all figured out. It simply means we're willing to be ourselves, imperfections and all, and to trust that our partners will love and accept us for who we are. The journey toward deeper connection is not always easy. There will be bumps in the road, disagreements and misunderstandings. But by approaching our relationships with empathy, respect, and a commitment to understanding, we can navigate these challenges together and emerge stronger, closer, and more connected than ever before.